Hey Slayers, what's up? It is your girl Tiana, aka the Swagslayer over at swagslayer.com, coming to you live with the Swagslayer Maker feature. Don't forget that we are also going to be live tonight with the Swagslayer party as we share your Poshmark items to the Posh party and show off cute things you have and cute things other people have so they can get an idea of some nice things to buy during this small business Saturday. All my technology clearly isn't all together. So don't forget that tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same place, Swagslayer Fashion, right here on not Instagram, on YouTube, but you can see the countdown on IG and set a reminder for yourself either here on YouTube or over on IG. So today we have our special maker feature. We have Erin from Spoiled and PDX. Hey, Erin, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I have been an essential oil user for about 7 or 8 years, and I am a reseller on Poshmark, and recently just decided to start offering the blends that I make for myself and my family to everyone else. And mostly what I do is customize oil blends where I tailor it to your needs. I have a few that I've made for myself and my family that we've used that work. And so that's what I based it off of. And then I expanded from there.
Nice. So how long did you say you've been in essential oils?
About 7 or 8 years.
Okay. So you're pretty much the expert in the field of essential oils. I like that you said that you made some for your family and yourself, and then you were able to kind of grow from that to be able to meet the needs of other people. Usually we don't think about that. We're like, how can we help someone else? But the truth is, if we're not able to help ourselves and the ones closest to us, we're not able to expand and help others. So I love that you took the time to make sure that you have that. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Maria says that she likes my earrings. Thank you so much. They are custom made. I love them. I want to wear them every day. So when you started a while back, Erin, what is it that attracted you to the essential oils as a maker instead of making, crafting other items?
Well, how I got started with essential oils is I have had chronic headaches and chronic migraines since childhood, as long as I can remember. My mom used to joke that I had them in utero because I've had them literally all my life. And nothing really worked for the longest time. And then one of my friends I had at church was into essential oils, and she suggested that I try this blend to see if it would help. And I happened to have had a really bad migraine at church one day, and she had it with her, and she said, "Here, just try this." And it actually worked. It didn't make the headache go away, but it took enough of the edge off that it was tolerable. Because since I have them constantly, when they're bad, it makes it hard. But I can get to a level where I'm functional if I can get the edge off of them. And so this actually helped. And it was the first thing that wasn't medication that actually took the edge off. And so I was like, okay, I need to learn more about this stuff, because if this works that quickly, and it took like less than a half an hour for it to work.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, then I need to learn more about this stuff. And so I slowly started learning more and adding more oils into my life, and then seeing the results and experiencing how they help. I started learning more about them, the science. I was really intrigued by the science behind essential oils. And so I started watching videos on it, reading books, and learning the science. And I have these books that I use all the time, like this. And you can see all my little tabs. And then there's all these other books like Emotions and Pregnancy and Childbirth. And so then I started coming up with blending stuff together to see how they work. And I found some stuff that really helped me and my family. And so then I just started building on from there. And there's 3 ways you can use oils. You can use them topically, which is like on your skin. You can smell them, aromatherapy. That's the most common way. And you can also take some of them internally. So you can cook with oils. You can use, they're more potent than spices and stuff because they're concentrated. So sometimes I cook with oil. A couple years ago, I made our Thanksgiving turkey using just essential oils to season it, and it came out amazing. So I started expanding how I use oils, and then I came up with some stuff, and it really helped our family. So I decided to share.
Yes. Anytime we find something good, we definitely want to share with other people. So I can totally understand why that was the reason you decided, hey, let me, share with the world what I have going on and what I've learned. I never thought to cook a whole turkey. Like, I hear people like kind of dash it in their food, but an entire turkey, that's amazing. Like, you're going to have to DIY that for us one year.
Yeah, I just used butter and essential oils and seasoned the whole turkey, and it came out very flavorful.
Nice. Very nice. Yes. So to be able to use that essential oil to take the edge off your headaches, like since you've had them, your whole life, basically, you had just gotten used to kind of living with it and trying to function through it. But like you said, to be able to take that edge off so you could be more functional and more comfortable as you're getting through your day and going to work and taking care of your family, I know that had to be so helpful. And I'm sure, that kind of moment, that story, that change in your life. Yeah, I see why you were like, nope, this is what we're doing. How else can I use this to help things in my life? So yeah, that's crazy.
And as I've gotten older, I've become more and more sensitive to chemicals. I have very sensitive skin, so a lot of chemicals like cleaners and detergents and stuff are really irritating to my skin.
Yeah.
And so we've, as a whole, my family has gradually started moving towards more natural stuff. So I use essential oils for cleaning, and we've tried to reduce the amount of chemicals we use in our household. My husband has a lot of chemical sensitivities too, and so it's helpful to go more natural. And so avoiding, there's so many, every prescription drug out there has all these lists of side effects. So being able to supplement with a natural product that doesn't have those side effects is very helpful as well.
I'm sure, because the world that we live in now, like everything basically could cause you cancer. Like if you buy anything that California sells, even if you buy online, there's this huge paragraph that says, studies show blah, 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 blah. And they have to put that if they're selling in California. And so to be able to have like an alternative to say this is something that can assist my family, with kind of limiting some of that, because we can't escape it. They're everywhere, but to limit it as much as possible is a great option to have. So tell me, when you're home, because I don't know how to use essential oils. I've never used them. So some of these questions I'm going to ask you might sound dumb.
Oh, no, okay.
Do you cook them, or do you buy them and then mix them? Like, how does it work?
So, I use doTERRA, and so not all essential oils are created the same.
Okay.
Just like your vitamins and minerals that you can buy in the store are not the same. The FDA does not regulate supplements at all.
Right.
So any company can put whatever promise or claim they want on the label. It's not tested by any third party or the government to regulate it. So same thing with essential oils. The stuff that you see for $5 at Walmart is probably chemicals or synthetics. It's probably not real, because if it was real, it would cost a lot more. So doTERRA was what I was first introduced to. There are others that are very similar that have pure oils. My suggestion, if you're going to use oils, is do your homework and make sure that what you're buying is really the essential oil and not synthetics or diluted. So doTERRA comes in these little bottles, and it's pure oil. And on the bottom of every bottle is a number, and you can go on a website. I forget it off the top of my head, but every single batch of oil they produce is independently tested by a third party.
Okay.
And they've put the results on the website so you can see just how pure it is. They go through all the tests to show the purity.
Okay.
There are other companies that do this too. So I'm not saying doTERRA is the only one.
Mm-hmm.
There are other companies too. Just do your homework, because when essential oils are very, very teeny, and they can get into your they're smaller than your blood particles, so they can get into every cell in your body. I believe it's in 90 seconds. Like if you apply an essential oil to your skin, within 90 seconds, every cell in your entire body has been affected by that oil.
Wow.
So if you are putting something pure on your skin or smelling something pure, it will have positive benefits to your body. But if you were doing something with synthetic oils, it could have negative, especially if they're using petroleum as their base for their synthetics, which a lot of them do. So after I've done all my research and stuff, I was like, you need to be really careful what you're doing with essential oils, because they are so tiny and can affect your entire body. So that's the main thing. So then each one is a specific oil.
Okay.
And each oil has different properties and does different stuff. And so that's where books like this come in really handy, because it tells you what each oil does. And it's
like the Bible of essential oils.
Pretty much. And so the other thing I like about this is, so you can look up any kind of health issue or emotion or anything, and it gives you ideas of how to treat that or how to use essential oils to help that. And so what I've done, I started off with my headaches. So doTERRA makes blends too, where they've blended oils and they come pre-blended. So they have a headache one, and it's called Past Tense, and that's the one I was introduced to. And it took my edge off, but it didn't make it go away. So I was wondering, can I make it completely go away by making it stronger? And I came up with the one that is stronger than doTERRA's blend, and I call it the Headache Buster. And it actually will make some of my headaches, not all of them, but make some of them completely go away.
Oh, nice.
And so
so let me ask you, Erin, so the Headache Buster, you call it, they're able to pick that up from you, so they can DM you to get that blend over on IG, correct?
I have that blend that I make. It's a little different than doTERRA's pre-made blend, and it's a little stronger. So I have that one. And then since oils are so powerful with my son, I dilute them a little bit so they're not as strong, because kids are more sensitive.
True.
And you don't want to overpower their little bodies. So one of the things that I came up with for my son, and it's not something I created, it's something that was a lot of the essential oil people use. So I definitely borrowed it from them. I didn't create it myself. So when you've got little ones, they come up with excuses on why they can't go to bed. And a common one is, there's monsters in my room, right?
Yes.
So my son was no different. So lavender is very calming oil. Yeah. And there's another oil called vetiver, which is very helpful for promoting sleep. And so we had this whole little routine when he was little. We would spray around his bed for monsters to get rid of the monsters. And so I have this monster spray that I make, and then we would cuddle. Aww. And I had a little blend that I put down his spine. I'd go down his spine and then rub it in like a little massage. And then, since I had it on my hands from doing the massage, I would have him smell it. And that gave him more of those essential oils. Nice. And it really calmed him down, because that child, I don't know how he functioned, because most kids are 10 hours of sleep. Yes. He was on 5 hours of sleep, and I was just like, wow, you have got to sleep. He would stay up late and wake up super early, and I was just like, you need to sleep.
Yes.
And so we started that routine, and then we'd read a bedtime story and cuddle, and then he'd go to bed, and he slept longer, and he'd go to sleep faster because the oils would calm him down and help him get sleepy. And so that was the next step after my headaches, was to move there. And then I have a bug bite blend that I make.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
You know, bug bites are itchy and stuff,
Yes.
and so it takes the itch out and the sting, and it's and then there's a couple of the other ones that I've done, and everything that I make is customizable. So I can, if you want it geared towards a child, I can dilute it a little more. If you want it geared towards yourself, I can make it full strength. So I have an owie blend, which is good for scrapes and bruises and stuff. I have the headache blend that I mentioned. There's a blend to help you focus.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I probably need that one.
Yeah, it's really good. And since we're working from home, we have all these distractions, right? Yeah. And so it's harder to focus. So I have a focus blend that helps you focus. I have a calming one, like when you're stressed and you need to calm down. Tummy, like if you have an upset stomach, there's oils I can use for that. And then I also make scrubs. Like I have, here's an example. So I have the scrub
nice.
That I can do for feet or body.
Okay.
And the foot one has peppermint and melaleuca. Melaleuca is also known as tea tree. You probably are familiar with tea tree. So tea tree is a natural antibacterial, antimicrobial.
Yep.
And so, you know, you get your funky feet. And so the melaleuca really helps with that. And peppermint is very soothing for the foot too. So those two together are really good for your feet. So I have a foot scrub. I have a body scrub. Body scrubs are very versatile because I can put whatever scent you like in it. Like I like citrus and mint. And so I'll blend those two together, and then it's exfoliating, but it's also because it's got, I make it with sugar and a coconut oil.
Oh, yeah. That sounds great.
Yeah. And it smells amazing. I made these last night, and my son was like, I just want to eat that. And, but it's exfoliating, but then the coconut oil helps seal in your moisture. So if you have dry skin, that really helps. And then I make a lip scrub too with brown sugar.
Nice.
Which is really good for winter because you get chapped on that dry skin. So I have that, and you can add whatever oils you want. So I don't usually, the reason I pre-made these is because my stepdaughter is getting one for Christmas. So I pre-made one last night, and I'm going to be doing a demo of how to make that later this afternoon.
Tell us where.
On Instagram on artisan.showcase.
Okay.
So I'm going to, mine's at 3 p.m. Pacific, which is 6 p.m. Eastern. I will be doing a DIY on the body scrub.
Nice.
And then, I also make chakra rollers. So if you're into meditation and chakras, so it comes in a set of 7.
Okay.
One for each chakra. And my mother-in-law about a year and a half or 2 years ago asked me to make her a chakra set. And so I made it for her. I'd never done anything with chakras before, but I made her a set, and she loves it. And she came out actually at the beginning of October for a quick visit, and she said she was almost out of one of them that she uses more than the others. And so I was like, oh, I should probably make these for myself, because she was raving about how much she loved them. And so I was like, okay, I should probably make these for myself. And so with the chakra set, you can use one if you are looking for just, like, she uses the throat one the most. And or you could use all 7. And there's also a balance spray that I can make that you just like spritz around before you do your meditation to help center everything. And I have a little guide that I'll send with the chakra set that explains the chakras, and it shows how to apply it. And then it also has a little affirmation you would rub the oil either on your hand or just smell it straight from the bottle, like 3 or 4 times, deep breath in like this, and then say the affirmation, and then you would apply it to wherever that chakra is, and then do your meditation. So I'm not super familiar with meditation and stuff, but I made it for her, so I just did a little research for it to figure out how they work. But and I can make those with or without crystals, because crystals enhance the so each chakra has an associated crystal, and if you use the crystal with the oil, you're just enhancing the effects of both.
Got it.
So I have that.
And they come in a set of 7, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Comes in a set of 7. And so I basically, if you have something you're concerned about, one of the ladies on Artisan Showcase sent me a message that she deals with anxiety. So I made her an anxiety blend. Nice. And so I can make, like, if you told me something was bothering you, I would look it up in my little Bible and figure out what would work best and come up with a blend for you.
Very nice. I like that they're customizable. I like that you pretty much don't make them until they're ordered, so they're fresh, and then you send them out. Yeah. So I like that. And then I like that they can reach out to you on Instagram at Spoiled and PDX to, ask questions and get the right information, so they order the appropriate thing. And I love that you're going to be on the Artisan.Showcase on IG showing off your oils. And then they can make, I guess they can't make purchases directly through Artisan.Showcase, but then after they see the items that they like, they can just DM you and put in an order. Is that correct?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I came up with some bundles for the holidays. So I have different bundles going on. Like I have a foot scrub and a foot spray. And so you can bundle those together. You can bundle the lip scrub and the body scrub together. Oh, excuse me. You could bundle like one of the kid rollers and the monster spray together for a kid bundle. So I have like a build your own where you just
I like that.
What you want, and I can build a bundle for you. And then today when I do the DIY, I came up with a little DIY kit to go with it. Okay. So instead of me sending you the whole scrub, I'll send you the jar and the oils, and you can make it yourself, because it's just sugar and coconut oil. Right. And then I'll send you the oils, and the oils will have enough to make at least 2 batches. Oh, wow. Depending on how strong you like it. So you could probably make 3 if you like it more mild. But that way you can use whatever sugar or whatever oil you want. You don't necessarily like coconut oil or the sugar that I use. Sure. I use raw sugar, which is a little thicker crystals than the white sugar. So if that's too harsh that might be too harsh for some people, you can use brown sugar or white sugar. Or you could use salt, because a lot of people use salt for scrubs too. So I like that you're going to do the DIY today, but you also have the DIY kit. So if they want to do it, they can just order the kit and then rewatch, how you made it and make it their own, so they can customize it. So I'm so glad that you thought about that for different customers who kind of have like a different need because they want to buy it, but then they're like, oh, I need to use this or that. Yeah. Sometimes people are allergic to coconut oil, so they can't use the coconut oil, but they still want the scrub. So that was very smart for you to put that all together. And you said that's tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on Instagram at artisan.showcase, correct? Yes.
Okay, I'll make sure I leave that in the description at the end of this video so that they can find it. And then don't forget, if you guys have questions, you can always DM her over on IG just to make sure that you're getting the info you need to order the right product. And is this your second time on the Artisan Showcase tonight?
The DIY will be my third.
Okay.
I was on last night, and I was on a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
And all of the Artisan Showcase lives are recorded and on IGTV. So if you miss one, you can go back. And I really like the Artisan Showcase because, this time of year, there's usually bazaars and craft fairs going on. And because we live in quarantine land, those aren't happening anymore. And so all these artists have no place to sell what they would normally be selling.
And then there's no place for people to buy it. Yeah. Like, I want to buy this. I always buy this every year.
Exactly. And I am a huge supporter of craft fairs and bazaars. I like to buy most of my Christmas presents at those places because they're unique. And I'm supporting somebody's actual family. I'm not supporting like Jeff Bezos or any of the other billionaires that don't need it. So I like supporting small. And so this was a great place. A couple artists came together and decided to create this showcase. And they keep adding artists. So there's always somebody new coming in. And from what I've heard, they're planning on continuing it past the holidays. Originally, it was just designed for the holidays, but they're planning on continuing it indefinitely. And I think that's awesome. They have people that crochet. They have people that make jewelry. They have all different kinds of artists on there. And so I've already bought from like 4 of them. And so, because, I was kind of bummed out. I was like, how am I going to find all my stuff that I usually buy for Christmas? So I was on Etsy a lot because I knew I could buy handmade stuff on there.
True.
And then this came into my life and I was just like, oh, this is awesome. I can support fellow artists. And what's funny is most of these artists are also resellers.
Yeah, I noticed that. Because like Jill was on there from Posh Mama Sales, and then Marte from Mun and Me. So and what I like about it too is like, yes, you can go to Etsy for sure and buy something, but like with the Artisan Showcase, you get to like see the person, you get to know the person, you get to hear like their story, kind of what we're doing today. And typically, like when you like someone or their story, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna buy from them. And then your piece has like more value because it has a story that goes along with it. So I love it. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here with the Swagslayer Maker feature, is just because I usually am at a table somewhere outside selling stuff, that I have too during this time, but it's just not possible. And I just said, instead of me promoting what I have going on, let me just promote other people in the community and what they're making and they're creating to kind of help them get their name out. Because honestly, as much as I love going out there, so many things are moving to online. So we need to transition to how can we put it online, put it in front of people all around the world, not just in our local community, because today is Small Business Saturday. And a lot of times people are like, shop local. And yes, you definitely want to shop local, but we live in a world now where you can still buy those awesome things made by one person or 2 people or very small family team and have them shipped out all over the world. So I love that about the Artisan Showcase. And I'm glad you were able to come on today and tell us all about your essential oils and let, the Slayers get to know you better so they know who they're buying from. And it's a whole family that you have over there that they're supporting. So
and it's funny. I just, so my name, Spoiled in PDX, I came up with. So we moved from Utah to Portland, Oregon in February of 2018. And in 2017, my husband was learning about branding and coming up with online presence. And so I was like, well, I should probably create a brand.
Yes.
Because I had planned on doing like this whole beauty line that was based around essential oils. And then I ended up backing off of that because beauty products are a lot of regulations and I didn't want to have to jump through all those hoops. And so I knew we were moving to Portland. And so I wanted to come up with a brand name that incorporated Portland and oils. And so I was playing around with the word oil and coming up with different words that had oil in it. And I came up with oil. And then PDX is the airport code for Portland. And
which I had no idea. Someone had to explain to me, by the way.
And it's so funny because somebody was recently, a lot of people were asking me how I came up with my name. And so I was like, well, it was actually geared towards the essential oils to begin with. And then so I came up with that brand, and I got all the social media accounts with that brand. And then I looked into doing this stuff, and I was like, there's just no way I'm not going to be able to do all this regulation stuff. And so I backed off. And then shortly after we moved here, my friend introduced me to Poshmark, and I was just like, well, okay, I can use my brand for Poshmark.
Yeah.
And so it just transitioned to that. And now I'm bringing the oils back into it. So it kind of went full circle. It was kind of funny how it worked out.
And that is so smart. Like, I'm so glad that your husband was like learning about that, because so many times we pigeonhole ourselves into like one direction because of the name that we picked. And when you don't do that, you can gear to the left, the right, up, down. You know, you can go anywhere because your name isn't pigeonholed to one thing. And even though it's spoiled with oils in it, you can tell us that story, but like no one is going to be like, oh, that's all she does. And so that was what I did when I picked my name too. I was like, okay, I don't want to be Thrifter 123 or Posh ABC. I was like, because I might not do that forever. Like, I want to be able to grow, expand, change, and evolve. So I love that your name can be used for anything that you like to put it on.
Yeah. And it's funny. So Poshmark is the only thing that's not spoiled in PDX. Everything else is spoiled. And because when I first started, I was just like, okay, I'll just get rid of some stuff in my closet. I wasn't planning on turning it into a business.
Of course.
And then, you know, you make a couple of sales and you get hooked, and then you realize that you can go to the thrift store and buy stuff for super cheap and turn around and flip it. And so it kind of turned into business, but I didn't start actually working it as a business until like right around Thanksgiving last year. And that's when I kind of moved it from just selling my own stuff to maybe I can turn this into something. And so the only thing that is out there that isn't spoiled in PDX is Poshmark, which is kind of funny.
You can change it though, because they let you change it one time.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about it, but I have a lot of stuff like my thank you cards and stuff all say my Poshmark closet as it is. So I'm thinking once I run out of all that stuff, then I'll switch it over to spoiled in PDX and order with the new name and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't want to now when I've got all this stuff pre-made.
Yeah. I'm in that same boat because I got postcards made. I don't have one right here because I keep them in the closet next to the office. And so I was on Depop when I was Poshmark all the way. And then I added Depop, right? So my cards still say Depop, but I'm like not on Depop because I didn't make any sales on Depop, one. And then two, like if you're not opening the app, like they deactivate your items, which is totally fine with me because no need for, you know, my item to be like, even though I still have it, I will sell it to you, but no need to clutter the feed with people who aren't active. That's not a problem. But the problem is they will shut down your whole account and say you have to change your password. And I'm like, I can't keep remembering these passwords you keep making me change. So it still says Depop on my card. And I'm just like, if you try to find me on Depop, it's not there because my account is like on hold or whatever they do. But I do kind of need to get back on there. They really only sell like, I want to say like 80s, 90s throwback. And I don't have any of that. If you look at my Poshmark closet, I have streetwear. And I guess I do have some 90s stuff now, but it's rare. So I haven't made any sales on Depop, but like I said, I'm in the same place. I have to get rid of all those cards, redesign my card. So it only says Poshmark, Instagram, YouTube. And then I have to add my website in the place where it currently says Depop. So I've been handwriting swagslayer.com on the card.
Yeah, I haven't expanded. Well, I take that back. I just recently added an Etsy store for vintage because I do have a few vintage items. And I think vintage sells better on Etsy.
That's what I heard.
But I've only listed one thing on there because the amount of information they ask for is insane.
It can't be more than eBay.
Well, I haven't done eBay, so I don't know, but I was like, I had everything written down, like the normal stuff that I would in Posh, and I had it written down, and then I go to enter it, and I'm like, okay, so I had to go get the item and redo something else, and then get that entered, and then go to the next. Oh, I got to pull it out again. So I had to pull this item out like 7 times to get all the information.
Oh, wow.
Because they require way more information than Poshmark.
Yeah.
So I haven't got around to listing the other vintage items yet because I know it's going to be a chore.
True. Very true.
So, but I'm planning on, after the new year, after the holidays, I'm planning on expanding to at least one other platform. I haven't figured out which one yet.
Have you picked a cross listing? Because like I just started, what's today? Saturday, right? So I think Monday, I don't know. Some point in the last 7 days, I started using List Perfectly, which took me a while to decide because I looked at all the other cross listing platforms. I did a pro and cons. I weighed all my options. The price wasn't really a factor. They were all kind of close in price, but it was like, how can I cross list it? What options do they give me? And I ended up choosing List Perfectly because it just made it simple to cross list. And then kind of, I was really leaning toward another platform, but because I have a Shopify store, swagslayer.com, I can also cross list to Shopify, and the other ones didn't have that option. And so that was kind of the deal breaker for me. But if it didn't have Shopify, it was tied between them and another platform. So I would suggest that, because honestly, once you put it in to wherever your main place is, it's just a click of a button and the new window pops open, and then you can just fill in anything extra, or you can put it directly into List Perfectly, have every single thing there. So then when you go to cross list and you hit the button, everything's pre-filled out for that platform. Because, you know, Etsy and eBay definitely ask for more than Poshmark asks for. Yes. So you're able to already have it in there. I did not put anything into List Perfectly because I already have over 1,100 items on Poshmark. So I'm just taking them from Poshmark and putting them on all the other 5 platforms that I'm now cross-listing to this week. So I'm learning 5 new platforms. Wish me luck. But if you do, or any of the Slayers out here you listening, you can use discount code Swagslayer and you get 30% off when you sign up for List Perfectly. It's one word. I believe it's case sensitive, so it's all lowercase, SWAGSLAYER, and then you can at least try it out and see. But I'm telling you, I spent about a month, maybe a little over a month, really going through each one, combing through to find, okay, which one is really going to be the one that's going to be the fastest, gives me the most options, you know, fills in most of the stuff for me to make sure I was in the right place. So that is the one I ended up with. I know people use other platforms, but I think it's also because they didn't test them all out. So I tested each one of them out before I picked. I think people pick one and then they put all their stuff in there and then they don't want to try another one because they put all the work into the first one. I just did a couple on each one to see which one was kind of going to be more beneficial, and that's how I ended up with List Perfectly. So I would suggest that for sure if you're going to cross list.
Expand because I work full time, and so I only do my Poshmark business on the weekends. So I work Monday through Thursday. And then I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. And one of those days is family time. Of course. So I only do 2 days worth of work. And so one of my fears with expanding is I'm not going to be able to keep up with it. Because now that I'm at almost 300 items on Poshmark, it's very hard for me to share my closet.
Yeah.
It takes so long. Earlier, when I had like 150, it was like, okay, not a big deal. But now that I'm getting bigger numbers and stuff, it takes me a long time to get it done, mainly because I'm kind of picky about how I have my closet set up. Yeah. I have it set up in categories, and so when I share it, I have to share the entire thing because I want to keep it in order. So that's part of the problem. But I've been really hesitant because I don't want to sell something on a platform and sell it on Posh too.
Yeah.
My biggest fear, because I'm not keeping up with both of them. And so that's why I've been so hesitant, because everybody keeps telling me, you need to expand. I'm like, I need to get Poshmark mastered before.
Yeah, I understand.
So I spent most of the summer with my closet on vacation hold, because I was coming up with an inventory system. I didn't have an inventory system before the summer.
Smart.
So I came up with an inventory system. I actually have a spreadsheet with every item in, and I have it organized in bins with numbers so that I can find it, because more than once I had to tear apart my house trying to find an item I sold. And I was like, I need to stop, because I'm getting too much inventory, and this will take me forever to find things now.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. So I came up with the inventory system, and then I wasn't very picky about what I had listed. So I went through and I got rid of some stuff that I don't really like, and brands don't do well for me, like Forever 21 and Old Navy and stuff like that. So I pulled a lot of that stuff out of my inventory and donated it back, because it just doesn't do well for me. And it sits forever. And when it does sell, it sells for like $2 or $2 profit, I mean. And so I really spent a lot of time coming up with framework. So now I'm starting to get to the point, my money pile is almost completely photographed.
I saw that pile. It was crazy.
I think I'm down. I think we have 17 items left that aren't photographed yet, but it doesn't include a box that I had pre-made for ThreadUp right before ThreadUp did all their little changes.
Right.
And so I didn't send it into ThreadUp, because I was like, I want to see how this plays out before I send them more stuff. And so I have a whole box that may end up at ThreadUp, or it may end up in my Poshmark. I haven't decided what I'm doing with that. But so we took pictures of over 60 items this week, or no, last weekend, sorry. And the plan was for me to list it this week. And usually I have some downtime, like on my breaks and lunch, where I can get stuff done. But this week was insane at work. So I didn't have any spare time. So of the 60 items, I think I listed like 5.
Okay, that's some.
Yeah. So I still have a bunch to list. So my plan is that once I get everything in a system, I set a rule for myself, so this doesn't happen again, that if I buy something, it needs to get photographed before I can buy something else.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. Of people do that.
I can't do that money pile anymore. It's just too much work. My son is a big help. He does most of my photography for me, because it really hurts my back to bend over constantly, this and stuff. So he helps me a lot with the photography, and sometimes he's not the most careful with his photography, so I have to go back and redo some pictures, because they're blurry or they're way off center, and I can't crop it or make it look good. But he's getting a lot better, and it helps me a lot, because he can do that while I'm working, and he gets to earn money for his video games, and stuff. So so I think I've got a system in place where going forward I can handle possibly adding another platform. But for right now, like, I need to get this situated so that I'm staying on top of my Poshmark, because if I can't stay on top of Poshmark, then I probably can't add another platform.
That is a legitimate concern, because for a long time I did not cross list. Like I said, I just started this week because I had the same concern. Like, my Posh was on point. Like, I had my inventory system, I had all of that, because I already went through the hiccups of, oh my God, I can't find this item. And really the only times I couldn't find an item is we moved from our house to a temporary place, which was an apartment, while we were having our house built. And then when we moved from that temporary place to the house that we had built, like somewhere in transition, both of those moves, I was like, okay, I thought I had this item. So when I sold it, I couldn't find it to save my life. So I was like, I have to get better at this. And so at those two junctures, I was able to upgrade my inventory system and kind of keep it together. So I kind of have all of that straight. But the fear of selling it twice really held me back. And this year, well, yeah, I guess this year, I don't know, whatever. From now on, I'm trying to walk toward or run toward things that make me scared. Yeah. So the fear of selling the same thing twice on two different platforms was holding me back from making more money. So I just said, forget that. We're just going to make it happen. So I'm still nervous. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But that's my commitment to myself, to run toward the things that scare me the most, because that's where, I'm outside of my comfort zone. Even doing this, like, I did not want to be on any social media where you're going to be seeing my face and hearing my voice and judging me about whatever. But I just said, well, since I'm afraid of that, let's just run toward it and get it done. So here I am. So that is a legitimate concern, though, because I just took on 5 brand new platforms this week. So I rearranged my cell phone where they're all lined up on my phone. So I check my Posh first, and then I just go down the list, like the row, and check each one just to make sure. So the goal is to check it 3 times a day. So sometime in the morning, sometime in the afternoon, sometime before I go to bed. So far I haven't even sold anything on any of the new platforms. I've only listed 10 items to those new platforms. So it's probably going to take some time to build up. I don't know how the algorithms work. Yeah. Some of the platforms I never heard of I heard of, but I never thought about selling on until I got the cross lister. So I'm just learning them and trying to figure it out. So it is scary. I understand. Like, it is a concern. You don't want to sell something twice. But I would say, once you feel comfortable in your inventory system, I would definitely go for it, because it is supposed to boost, the percentage of sales that you have. So I will keep you guys updated, of course, on my IG. So you'll see how it's going for me, Erin. And then you can make a better decision with the information you're learning from me. But that is a concern I totally had. And for 2 years, I just said, nope, I'm not doing it. And then, to be honest, with the cross listing, it's so much easier instead of one by one, because I did, like I said, list on Depop, and I did list on Mercari a little bit here or there, but I never sold anything. But it was probably because I wasn't consistent, because it was a lot to cross list the whole thing. And I was like, I don't want to type all this stuff. Even when I was copying and pasting, it was a lot. Yeah. Yeah, and look at it. And then your son could probably do the cross-listing part, because it's so much faster. It's already there. You're on the computer. You just click it. You make sure everything's right. And then you click save. Boom. It's posted. Done. So.
Yeah, he's so funny, because he just had a birthday. So he's 13. He's officially a teenager. Yeah. But he's so funny, because he is like addicted to TikTok and YouTube, and so he follows all these influencers, and so he's really big into, like, he tells me how to do my makeup. He watches all these shows, and so he tells me what, Mom, that looks great, or Mom, that looks ugly. And so he's more into fashion and makeup than I am, which I'm not that much into fashion. I mean, I have a shopping addiction, but
don't we all?
Since we've been quarantined, I don't wear hardly anything except like pajama pants or sweatpants and stuff, because we're at home, so I'm not going anywhere. So. But so I'll I buy a lot. I source almost completely online since March, and so I buy a lot of mystery boxes and stuff. I don't know exactly what I'm getting until I open it. Mm-hmm. And I've lucked out, because I've gotten, I would say about 90% have been good. I've lucked out. But I've done my research before I buy from, so I watch a lot of unboxings.
Of course.
And if I like what I see, then I'm like, okay, I could probably trust a mystery box from them. I just don't like buy random mystery box, because you never know what you're going to get. And so I bought a lot of mystery boxes. I buy a lot on ThreadUp when I have coupons with ThreadUp, because you can, and when they're having a sale, coupons plus the sale, you can get some good stuff for super cheap. And then I've found some other places where you can get coupons and stuff and get things for cheap. So I would say 75% is mystery and 25 is picked. But when I get a mystery box, I like to open it with my son because he'll go yay or nay. Because he knows more about what people are wearing and stuff than I do, because he watches all the people.
Right, he has the time.
Yeah. So he watches all these influencers and stuff. So he knows what's trending and stuff. And so like we did a little IGTV this summer, and he was telling me, I interviewed him. I was interviewing him, and he was telling me that I needed more animal prints in my closet because those are popular. So, so I have some animal print now because he was telling me that that's what I needed. So he's funny because he knows more about it than I do. And since he's younger and he's more in tune with that younger generation, I use him as like my second opinion, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Like before quarantine, I could go thrifting with other resellers, and you could ask them right on the spot, hey, what about this? What about this? And you can't do that when you're sourcing online. So so I use him as my second opinion. Should I get this? Should I get this? But I'll show him pictures. What do we think of this?
I think that's great that he can help, because not only is he helping, he's really getting, his mind around being an entrepreneur, being able to have a business, being able to generate money off something so simple with just putting in some time from home. So I love that you're doing that with him, because it is really expanding and growing his mind in another avenue other than just employee.
Yeah. And I'm teaching him budgeting. We just started right around his birthday. Dave Ramsey has a kids program.
Yes.
And so we just started that. It's cute. It's got like a little chart and these 3 little envelopes: save, give, and spend. And so we write down the money he earns, and he knows that 10% has to go to give, and at least 10% has to go to savings. And he has his little savings goals, so he knows what he's working for. And so he's starting to learn how to manage money. I probably should have started it sooner, but we're starting it
better than never.
And my husband was so funny because he used his money that he earned from taking pictures from last weekend to buy something in his video game. And my husband's like, he needs to learn how to manage his money. And I was like, well, that's what we're doing. But he's wasting so much money on that video game. I was just like, well, if that's what he wants to spend his money on, that's fine. He knows he has to earn that much money to spend it in the game. So if that's what he wants to spend it on, that's
right. It's motivated him to continue and to want to be a part and to be fully engaged, because if they aren't able to participate in something that they actually want to do, then they're not going to be fully engaged. And I think sometimes as adults, we forget that because we think, oh, this and this and that. Well, they should know, like we already set the guideline, whether it's 10, 30, whether it's 10, 10, 30, 50 or 10, 10, 50, whatever we set up for them. When they get to the point of they can just freelance that extra money that they've set aside for that, let them buy whatever they want. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be anything dangerous and illegal, so just let him have it.
And I was like, if he wants to spend it on a video game, let him. It's not like he has bills that he has to pay right now.
Right.
So, and eventually he's going to get to the point where he's going to go, oh, I want to save for, I don't know, a car or something.
Right.
So he's going to put it towards more tangible things. But if he wants to spend his money on that, like he got some birthday money, and I went to the dollar store to get some packaging stuff, and he blew like, I don't know, $10 on candy. And I was just like, dude. But I was like, it's his money. If he wants to blow it on candy, when he wants it for something else, he's going to realize that he spent it already.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what I teach my little one. She's not so little, but I would say that. But anytime she has her money that she can spend, she literally wants to buy gum. That child will spend $20 on gum. And I want to be like, seriously, you can't just spend $5. But I have to catch myself and be like, that's her $20. And that's the stage of life she's in right now. So let her freelance out on $20 worth of gum. And then as she gets older, she'll buy other things. She'll mature.
Yeah.
She's younger than your son. She's only 11. So right now that's the thing. Gum, every kind of gum in the world. That's what you
Well, and it's so funny because my parents didn't do that with us. Like, we had allowance, but they didn't teach us how to manage our money. So we had allowance and we could do whatever we wanted with it. So, like most kids, it blew away as soon as we got paid. And so I can remember, I don't remember how old I was, but I remember the first time I actually saved up for something that I wanted. And I was so proud of myself. This is dating me. This is going to show my age, but there was a stereo system that had dual cassette tape and a record player and an AM/FM station, and that's what I wanted. And it was $99.
Oh, you remember the price? Yes.
And I had to save up, and I remember I earned money from babysitting. I earned money from my chores. I earned money, and I saved. It took me like 3 or 4 months, but I earned it, and I happened to save up enough right around Christmas time. And so I told my dad, I said, I have enough money. Can we go get it? And I didn't know about sales tax. So
true.
He could have been mean and say, oh, you're $7 short. Sorry. But he covered the tax because he was proud that I had actually saved my money for several months to earn something. And so, I had that stereo system, and I was so proud of it because I bought it myself.
Yes. And you appreciate it, and you take better care of the things that you actually have to work for. So that life skill is so important. And the fact that you're instilling it in him now at such a young age is going to help him in the future, because he'll remember that. Because even though mine is blowing her money on gum, like, she has the 10-10 30-50 rule, so she can see it, because part of her money has to go into investments. So she has to look at, okay, I invested this much, so she can watch her investment grow. So she's also seeing that and doing that. And I think
maybe I should make it an investment account. That's really smart.
Yes.
To adjust it.
They have different kinds of investment accounts. The one that I really like is the custodial account, because it's the child's money. So the parent can't get into a bad predicament and take the money out. Because, if you're in some sort of emergency and you need the money as an adult to take care of your child, and money's there, you're going to think, I'm going to take this money out to take care of my child, instead of think, how else can I pay for it? So in a custodial account, once it's in, it's in. It does not come out. And you pick an age where they are able to access it to spend it. I think the oldest, I guess I should say, is 25, if I remember correctly. So we set ours to the max because, 25, a little bit more mature, because that money grows over time, that compound interest. So it will be a chunk of money there, but they also get to see it. So to be able to see the growth of the money helps them say, oh, maybe I should save a little bit more. Maybe I don't need this gum. I can put more in investment. And it kind of, helps them see their money grow and understand more how money works. So many of us don't understand how money works because school doesn't teach us that.
No.
So if no one taught your parents how to do it in school, no one taught your grandparents how to do it in school, who's going to teach you?
Yeah.
Like, we're very lucky.
I really think that in high school, there should be a life skills class that is mandatory for every single student that teaches them basics of cooking. It teaches them budgeting and how to balance a checkbook, and how to do like simple life skills, like how to change a tire, just a lot overall general life skills class, so that when they graduate high school, they know how to take care of themselves.
Yeah. And we had classes like that when I was in high school, but they were all electives. I took economics, which I really enjoyed. And I have to say, even when I took it, I think I was like 9th or 10th grade, it sounded amazing, but I still didn't really understand it. So if I would come home and want to like ask questions, there was nobody in my family who even knew what I was talking about. So my teacher for one semester was the only person I could really interact with and talk to, because no one in my inner circle, no one around me understood how it worked. And I think if someone better understood it, I could talk about it outside of class, I would have made different choices. But you couldn't even take the class a second time. Like, once you took it, that was it. There's only one. But I also think the school system is set up, how can I have an employee if they're smart enough to figure it out on their own? So the school system is created to make employees. My opinion is it's just the modern day slave or the modern day indentured servant, whatever you want to call it, because if I need someone to run my big business so I can be a billionaire, but they're smart enough to figure out how to make their own money and grow their own food, they're not going to want to come work for me. Exactly. So they're just paying them to be employees. And that's okay. My child is required to be there until she finishes. But while she's there, she's going to finish her, college degree, which we talked about, Erin. Like, she'll be in what we call here dual enrollment. And then she will go on and she'll be done by 20. Plus, she already has her own little business that she already runs. So your son helps with yours. Mine is made to make her own. She can't help with mommy. You got to do your own all by yourself, and you get to keep all the money. So she does that because I just don't want her to be stuck in an employee role. I don't mind if she is an employee, but I always want her to be able to have multiple streams of income on her own. So if her employer, for whatever reason, says you can't work here anymore, it's not a big deal. She'll say, okay, thank you for the experience, and go on about her life. So I think
it's so funny. When I was in junior high, we had to take cooking, sewing, metal shop, and wood shop.
Oh, wow.
We took all of those. And then in high school, we had a home economics class, which was basically an extension of cooking and sewing.
Yep.
But then they also taught us, that was the class where you learned about sex too. And we had to carry around an egg for a month.
Oh, yep.
And we had to have our teachers sign off that we brought the egg into class and stuff.
Yes.
Because that was supposed to teach us how to be parents. And no. But like my son, they don't even teach him how to cursive anymore.
Nope. No cursive.
It's like, how are you going to sign your name if you don't learn cursive?
And more importantly, how can you read the documents that were, set by the founding fathers of the United States? Because you don't know what these letters are in cursive.
So most of I shouldn't say most, all of the documents, the firsthand documents you read in history are in writing. And so I'm like, why do they not teach this?
It's on purpose. You can't fight for something. Yeah, you can't fight for a right if you don't know you have it.
Exactly.
You will be docile and do whatever I tell you to do if you don't have any education. Again, modern day slave. They did not teach people who look like me to read, because if we knew how to read, then we would know, hey, what's going on here? Yeah. So they're doing the same thing, but just to everybody now, they don't want you to be able to educate yourself and get the information you need to go ahead and take care of yourself and not follow the foolishness I'm telling you to do because it only benefits me and it doesn't benefit you. So we have to, as parents, be even more diligent. So we have to teach them about money. We have to teach them about hygiene. We have to teach them how to cook. We have to teach them about sex ed, which we've already done at my house. And then we also have to teach them how to write in cursive. And then whatever else they take away later on, as and our children produce.
Getting rid of arts in all the schools too, arts and music. Yep. And it's, I don't know, it's sad because when I was a kid, like you in high school, you had to have 2 years of a foreign language.
Yes.
To graduate. If you didn't take 2 years of foreign language, you couldn't graduate. Even if you had every other requirement, you had to have 2 years of foreign language.
Yes, you did.
And I remember literally fighting with my dad over the foreign language because I grew up in California. And he was like, you need to take Spanish. And I was like, I don't want to take Spanish. I want to take French. And he was like, you need to take Spanish. You live in California. They don't speak French here. You need to learn Spanish. And so and when he was in high school, it was 4 years of a foreign language.
Oh, wow.
4 years of Spanish. And so did my aunt. And then when my aunt's a teacher. And when my aunt went to college, she took 4 more years of Spanish. So she speaks fluent Spanish.
Very nice.
And she, in high school, they went to the same high school, obviously, because they're siblings. But the Spanish teacher in high school was from Spain. So
Oh,
They learn Castilian Spanish, which is different than
yes.
Mexican Spanish.
Yes.
But in college, she learned both. And so she had Castilian teachers and Mexican teachers. So she can speak fluently in Spanish, and she knows both the proper Castilian Spanish, and she can speak what they speak in California. And so my dad I basically got pushed into Spanish. I didn't want to take it. But because he was like, you're never going to use French. And of course he's right, because I've only used French once. But when I got into college, you either took an art or music class, or you could take language as that requirement. And so I took French. I was like, okay, fine. I'm taking my French in college.
Right.
I'm taking it in college. And when I was in grad school, when I was getting my master's, I went to Thailand for a month. And that was the only time I used French, because I couldn't think of a Thai word. I learned the basic phrases in Thai, and the only foreign language I could think of was in French. That was the only time I've literally ever used French, is when I was in Thailand, and they were just like, we don't speak French. And I couldn't think of what to say.
Right. And I think too, like, yeah, we definitely want to do different things. Thank goodness for our parents to kind of, guide us and help us along. And when we're a child, we're just like, what does my parent? No, I want to do what I want to do. But really, everything that they tell us is to make us better. To guide us in the right direction, so we can feed, clothe, and house ourselves and actually enjoy life. So we're not at every moment trying to live paycheck to paycheck or scramble stuff together. So yeah, my little one is already taking Spanish. She started when she was 10. The goal is that she will be fluent in Spanish. She will be taking Spanish this summer. And then, of course, she'll be in 6th grade next year. So she'll be taking Spanish in 6th grade. It is still required in our state that you need 2 years of high school foreign language.
That's good.
So the goal is for her to get her 2 high school equivalents while she's in middle school. Because we have to open up all those spaces in high school in order to be able to do the dual enrollment. And of course, she is already registered as a homeschool student, because here you can be a student after school and still take homeschool classes to add to your transcript. So that's what we do to kind of accelerate that. So she has those spaces open on her schedule for dual enrollment, because it's so important. No need to wait 4 or 6 years after high school. You already got to go 12 years. Just do another 2 at minimum to get your bachelor's, 4 at the most to get your master's. I mean, unless you're going to be, a doctor or scientist or something like that.
Yeah.
My child doesn't need, a PhD or whatever like that. That's not necessary. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Wendy, how are y'all ladies? We're with Erin. We're talking about her essential oils. She will be on the Artisan Showcase on IG at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, showcasing her oils. She does make scrubs and monster spray for kids as well that guys can get custom made. If you have any questions about her essential oils, of course, Erin is also a reseller. So if you have any resale questions, we can answer those for you ladies today as well. But we kind of got off on talking about our children. Her son helps her photograph her items for Poshmark, and we talked a little bit about cross-listing. Let me ask you this, Erin. Are you able to sell any of your oils on any of the platforms? I'm not sure.
I haven't tried. I know that I sell a lot of unopened beauty and cosmetic stuff on Posh. And I know you can sell stuff that's liquid as long as it's unopened.
Right.
But since I'm making them all, and I don't know that would count. I haven't tried. But I'm trying to set up a website. Right. I'm working on my Milkshake account where I can have all my links and stuff. And I think there's a place on Milkshake where I can list not just links, but I can list stuff.
Oh yeah, you have to teach me that, because I don't know anything about that.
I'm still learning. I mean, I created the bare bones, but I haven't published it because I still want to tweak stuff. And but I'm looking into it because since I'd stepped away from the oils for a while, I hadn't, until the Artisan Showcase came up, I hadn't really been working on that part. So I'm working on trying to figure out how I might just create a store on Instagram is what I might do. Cause I know you can create a store on Instagram. So I might do that for my essential oils until I figure out the website. So I might
free resources for sure.
Yeah. So that way, yeah, because I think if you set up a store on Instagram or Facebook, they can see the product and actually just buy it straight from there. So I might just do that and then just put the different, and then have a customized option for the roller balls.
Yes.
So you can just customize or, send me a note there. So I might just do that.
Yeah. And then I was just thinking about that because you make the catalog is what it's called on Facebook, and it's connected to your IG, where then if you post and product tag, they can buy it straight from there. But you can probably also do Facebook Marketplace, which is separate. Yeah. Or you can sell them there as well because they offer shipping or a local pickup. I'm sure somebody would be happy to pick up in your area as well. So that might be something you can do. So that's kind of like cross listing, but it's not the same stuff on your page. So that'll help with the nervousness of selling the same thing twice. Yeah.
And that's why I was like, I can do Etsy because that's separate. That's not going to be stuff I have. So that's fine. I can do that.
And then, I would say publish your milkshake because I edit my milkshake regularly. So I just published it. Anytime I'm like, I need to change it. I just go in and I just change it and publish it again. That way it's already up. I know. So on my milkshake, not the third page. Some page? I think it might be the third page. I have my YouTube on there, but it doesn't rotate the video. So I have to go in and change the video every time I want there to be a new video. But it does show not a clip. I guess it shows a thumbnail. I wasn't using thumbnails before, so I'm assuming it shows a thumbnail. I didn't really go back and look. Now that I figured out how to use a thumbnail and stick it on there, I think it shows the thumbnails of each video. But I would just publish it. But if you figure out a way to do that other thing, let me know because I didn't see that. But also, I didn't dig real deep into it. I just put it together and said, done.
I've seen other people's that have milkshake that have a store on part of it. I don't know how they did it. Because I'm still learning how to do the milkshake thing. So I'm one of those people that likes to research everything and look into get it set up how I want it before I post it. True. So everything, I did that with my Instagram. I had an idea of where I wanted to go before I actually, started hopping on with Instagram. So I actually have 4 Instagram accounts.
Wow.
I have different ones for different things.
Nikki has a question. She was asking, does a milkshake cost anything? I don't think so because I like my free resources and I don't pay for milkshake, but it's like a miniature website. I wanted my website to be the link in my bio because you can, put your own website and just advertise you instead of advertising milkshake. But I'm not a web developer, so I can't make my website do all this fun stuff that milkshake does. So I just totally use milkshake. Nikki says she uses Linktree now. I used to use Linktree until Milkshake came out because Linktree is very basic. It just shows the links. And that was cute when you didn't have any other options. But now that you have more options, Milkshake is like a miniature website. And that's why I like it. It has pages that you can scroll on and all that fun stuff. But
I like that it lets you add a bio because I was looking at some friends and some of them had Linktree and some of them had Milkshake, and the Milkshake ones had a little page with their bio. It had their picture and their story. And I was like, that's the one I want. I want the one with the bio.
The first time I saw a Milkshake was Deanna online. I think it's Deanna.online on Instagram. She was saying, hey, I got this new milkshake. And I was like, oh, this is cute. So I clicked on it. I said, oh, what? I said, I want Linktree. And I went and got me a milkshake because it's so unique. And you can add multiple pages. I think it automatically comes with 3, but you can add more if you want. Or you could take some off. You don't have, it's customizable. And I'm not sure if there's a paid version of it. I don't think so.
I'm not sure. And I like that they have different themes. You can do a theme, or you can just mix and match because you can make each page different. So I like that they have themes because then I like things to be consistent. So I like every page to look the
same. True. And then yours doesn't look like everybody else's because you get to pick colors or what you're going to do. Yeah. So that's awesome. So Wendy says, oh, is milkshake hard to use? I hate trying to figure out new technology. You and me too, Wendy. Okay, so let me just tell you, Erin. So last night, I don't think you were here. My God. So I did the Swagslayer Feature Friday. My guest was a little late because she needed to take care of her 1-year-old, which was not a problem at all. So I came on and I started talking because you know how you popped in with me before we went live?
Uh-huh.
I was waiting for her to come on and I had myself on mute because my family was talking to me. So then she never popped on. So I just started the show at 10 o'clock regular time, but I was on mute. I talked for like 7 minutes, Erin, on mute. So everyone in the comments is telling me I'm on mute. My phone is blowing up, telling me I'm on mute, but I'm like ignoring my phone because I'm on a live. And so Wendy was on and I like, for 7 minutes, they hung out with me on mute. I appreciate them so much. And so to her point, she doesn't like learning new technology. Neither do I, because clearly I don't know what's going on. But Milkshake was not difficult. It was like a tap and click.
Yeah.
And just like your link tree, you just copy and paste the links into it and then you title it. So it's the first page is exactly like Linktree. The other pages that you add give you more options and they just walk you through step by step. If you don't want to add like a YouTube to it or anything else like that, you don't have to. But if you want those options, you can add those on there. But you do get to put a profile picture and a small bio on one of the pages, Wendy. So yeah.
Yeah, it was so far, it's been pretty easy. I just want to make sure that I have it set the way I want before I post it places. I mean, it's technically published because as soon as you set it up, it's published. But I don't have it like shown anywhere, so nobody can probably nobody can find it if they want, even though it's technically.
Well, we know now. We know how to find it. We can probably Google it now.
Yeah. So I'll probably get it fixed in like this week and get it, and I'll replace my bio in or my link in Instagram with that. But right now, yeah, because I started it and then I was just like got busy with other stuff and didn't go back to it.
And that's what I learned too. I just put stuff, even if it looks half done to me, like the people looking, they don't know. Yeah. So I'm like, let me just put it up because if I put it up, then I know it's up and I've done it. And then I think to myself, oh man, I really have to go back and finish it because now it's up, everyone can see it, even though they don't know it's partially done. I'm the only one who knows that, you know, because a lot of people just do the Linktree looking page, but on Milkshake, and they just still have all the links. And I'm assuming in the future they're going to add, you know, to it as they grow. Because I believe Deanna.online has, now that you mention it, I think her t-shirts, okay, you're going to have to make me look now. I think her t-shirts are on there. So I'm going to have to DM her and be like, hey girl, hey, how did you get these products on here? So yeah, I think hers are like that because she always has those t-shirts. Funny thing, she was the first person on the feed as soon as I opened it. So I'm talking about her. Like her first post came up. But yeah, so when I swipe, yes, there are t-shirts on here. And they're like numbered. And she has, and I want to say this is like a blog too. Okay, so I'm gonna DM her and see if we can get it. Like, hey, me and Erin need to know.
Because then I can do it that way too.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Because I didn't even know.
The thing I don't like about Facebook Marketplace though is because it won't let you use your business page. It makes you use your personal page for Facebook Market page.
Yeah, I just made a new Facebook. Like I just made a whole new Facebook because I don't like that either. Yeah. So I have my personal Facebook that I've had since Facebook came out. Don't tell nobody. And then I made a new one when they finally started having all those features that is just for, like, I was using it for a different business. So like if you scroll way down, you'll see like other stuff, but I'm also terrible at using Facebook. So disclaimer, my Facebook page is a hot mess. Yeah. Wendy says, Tiana, don't worry. I spent half my life not knowing if I'm on mute. It was so funny, Erin. Oh my gosh. My daughter came in knowing that I was on the live, but didn't say anything. Like she just opened the door so I could see her out of the corner of my eye. And I just waved her away like, hello, I'm on live, right? And then she left. Then she came back and then she was like, "You're on mute." And I was like, "Oh my goodness." It's like someone in the comments, like they kept saying, "Hey, you're on mute, Tiana, you're on mute." I just didn't see it. And then someone put in the comments, like basically who's gonna read lips tonight because they couldn't hear me. It was so funny. Embarrassing. Funny. I
laugh a lot at my work, and sometimes I'll forget to put myself on mute because my son likes to talk to me, and so every once in a while everybody goes quiet, and I'm like, "Oops."
Yes. Like there was another time I was supposed to be on with Leslie from A Reseller's Passion. So we came in, like you and I came in early to make sure everything was working, and I couldn't hear her, but she could hear me. And then you could talk to tech support. So I was texting with tech support saying it's not working. My person can't hear me. We couldn't figure it out. We went to IG Live instead. But then the next day, I realized that my computer was on mute. And that's why I couldn't hear her. Like me and mute, we don't get along. But last night, like where my name is on the screen, they could literally see I was on mute because like, I'm going to show you what it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they could see that the whole time. And so I was just like, oh boy. But I love them so much for sticking it out because it was literally like 6-7 minutes. I was just talking and no one could hear me. So Erin, I just so like Wendy said one other thing I want to see. Okay. Yeah, so Nikki and Wendy are gonna try it. She said she can't figure it out. She's gonna send a DM. But yeah, send me a DM. Put it in a group DM. So it'll be you, me, and you. I said you and me. Lord, it will be me, Nikki, and Wendy, and Erin. We could all get in the DM together and figure it out because it was super simple. If I could do that, you can definitely do it. So
yeah, I did almost all of it on my phone, and then I realized that I could do more on my laptop, so I moved it. Yeah, it looks weird because it still looks like the app, but it's actually a website, and I have more space to see what I'm doing. So when I was creating some of my links and pictures and stuff, it was easier to do it on the laptop than on my phone because I didn't have to keep scrolling back and forth. I could see the whole thing.
You can see the whole thing. I'm such a mobile user. I didn't even know you could use it from your laptop or your desktop. I use my cell phone and my tablet for everything. Yeah. I just recently started using my laptop because people were like, well, if you do it on your laptop, then you can do this too. And I was like, what? So I just started. I've had this laptop. I hardly ever open it. I just started using it more often. Yeah. So you guys, you can also use it from your desktop if you're more comfortable or want a bigger screen. Erin just taught me something. So Erin, again, tell the Slayers where they can find you and then tell them again about tonight's show.
Okay. I'm on Instagram at SpoiledMPDX, and I'm on Poshmark, and my Poshmark closet is LODNIRE. Every place else I'm SpoiledMPDX. Tonight I will be on doing a DIY body scrub on artisan.showcase on Instagram at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, and I will also be on there at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, helping at Engineer in Play do her DIY demo of these super cute little snowman jewelry pieces. So I will be on there twice today doing DIYs.
Nice. Very nice. Erin, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, telling us all about your oils, telling us about your resale journey, explaining your name for all of us who didn't know. For all you Slayers out there, don't forget that I am live every Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time doing the Swagslayer Feature Friday. If you'd like to be featured and you're an entrepreneur or reseller, just head over to swagslayer.com and book your date. Also, do not forget that we will be here on YouTube, Swagslayer Fashion, every Saturday at 10 p.m. with myself, the Swagslayer, Rhonda from Brunch with Diva, and Nikki from Glow Girl Glow, sharing your closets to the Posh Party and going over different items that will be great for purchasing for gifts. And lastly, there is no lastly. I feel like there was something else. Nope, that's it. So join me tonight. I will be sharing your closets live here on YouTube, and that way you can see everything. There was a lastly. If you need hand sourced inventory delivered to your front door, head over to swagslayer.com and pick out a Swagslayer box. I do post shipment, so I drop off your boxes 24 hours after you order. So within 24 hours, your items will be out and with a tracking number headed to your home. So Erin, thanks again for coming by. I will definitely talk to you later, Slayers. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.